Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the extreme fire danger expanding. Breaking news on a potential weight loss breakthrough, and the underwater photo shoot making history. Extreme fire danger. Over 6 million across 7 states under red flag warnings. Stronger winds and drier air set to intensify. Fears they could fuel new fires. And the spring swings in temperature with severe storms. What we can expect for the holiday weekend. Our Sam Champion is tracking it all.
Contempt investigation. The latest in the legal showdowns over the Trump administration's deportations. Plus the legal showdown with Harvard.
The state suing to block tariffs and the latest ripple effect, how Temu, Shein, and Ford are reacting this morning.
A motive in the fire at the Pennsylvania governor's home. The suspect allegedly reveals why he did it in a 911 call shortly after Molotov cocktails were thrown into the room where Governor Shapiro's family celebrated Passover.
Breaking news this morning. What Eli Lilly is revealing about their once daily weight loss pill. Dr. Tara Narula breaks it down.
Tough touchdown. 230 people on board when a plane struck the runway hard on a landing attempt. We hear from some of the frightened passengers.
Critical day for the Menendez brothers, and what a late-night legal move by the DA could mean for their push for freedom.
Michelle Trachtenberg, cause of death revealed. What we know about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer actress who died at just 39.
Pulling the plug. The Fire Festival reboot now postponed, what ticket holders can do now, and why organizers are insisting it's still on.
And a colossal moment under the sea. In one of the most remote locations on Earth, the giant teenager spotted for a one-of-a-kind on-camera close-up.
Live from Times Square, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. We're going to have much more on that colossal caught on camera moment. Yeah, teenager.
Welcome to Squid Games, America.
Plus, there could be another major discovery there's a discovery near about a planet far away.
Yeah, that's some interesting science news right there.
Very.
Also, we're going to tell you about the top tech scams that are costing Americans nearly $500 million and what you can do right now on your phone to filter them out.
And it doesn't include not replying to my text messages, George. And we also have the alarming new study.
Wait a second, right there.
He's
you are the
responsive.
only one who has all these unread messages. I answer all my texts.
Do not look over here. We are not talking about that.
All right. Well, we will get to that eventually.
Okay.
But we're also going to look at a serious new study that looks at women and binge drinking today.
Yeah, but we're going to go back to you, Sam, because we're going to begin with the danger in the Southwest and the severe weather across the Midwest.
Yeah.
You're in for Ginger, and you're going to tell us all about what's going on.
So I'm going to set you up with two beautiful looking cities right now during the morning. So early morning, look over Chicagoland right now, which we get back into the 60s. In Dallas, another beautiful day, but it's near 90 degrees. The reason I'm setting that up is look at the line here from Dallas all the way to Chicago. This is Friday. We're going to talk about storms that stay in the heartland over the next couple of days and may have 2 to 5 inches of rain for the Easter weekend time period where they've already had so much flooding. But we want to watch for the storms to begin in Lincoln to Des Moines with a threat for some very large hail during the day on Thursday. Now, let's get into the hot spot. This is where any little spark can develop into a running wildfire in these areas. This is extreme fire danger. We have humidities as low as 5 to 10% and some gusty winds at about 65 miles per hour. When we come back, we're going to go back into the heartland and talk about the storms that stay for the weekend, guys. So that first line develops Thursday into Friday, more stay Saturday and Sunday. And the only reason we're concerned is that record flooding in the middle of the country, and adding 2 to 5 more inches of rain just doesn't help people on Easter weekend.
Okay, Sam, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the escalating legal and constitutional battle over the Trump administration's deportations. A federal judge is threatening to start a contempt investigation for willful disregard of his order to halt deportation flights under a law meant for wartime. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the story. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. This is a dramatic escalation in the fight between the Trump administration and the courts. A federal judge arguing the administration defied his court order and then boasted about it in a scathing rebuke, saying willful disobedience of judicial orders without consequences would, quote, make a solemn mockery of the Constitution itself. This morning, a federal judge is threatening to open a high-stakes contempt investigation into the Trump administration for deporting more than 200 Venezuelan migrants to a notorious prison in El Salvador, despite the judge's order that they be returned to the U.S. immediately. Questioning why the administration allowed these flights last month to go ahead, Judge James Boasberg declaring the administration displayed a willful disregard for his order, determining there was probable cause to find them in contempt. The judge saying he will begin contempt proceedings if the administration does not give each deportee the chance to challenge their detention. Boasberg even proposing appointing an independent lawyer to prosecute the government for contempt. The president has boasted of the deportations, claiming without evidence that the men are all violent gang members. But the administration is facing growing backlash over the status of this man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. An undocumented migrant from El Salvador, he was living with his American wife and children in Maryland when he was put on that plane, despite a 2019 court order that he not be deported to his native country because he might face danger there. A mistake the administration previously acknowledged. In a unanimous ruling, the Supreme Court ordered the administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release. But the president, who is paying El Salvador $6 million to keep the migrants, says it's up to that country to send him back.
The entire purpose has been to bring Abrego Garcia home.
Visiting El Salvador, Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen says he asked the country's vice president why they're keeping Abrego Garcia.
His answer was that essentially the Trump administration is paying the government of El Salvador taxpayer money to keep this person here despite the court order.
The White House insists Abrego Garcia is a violent gang member, even though he has not been criminally convicted in the U.S. or El Salvador. In 2019, a confidential informant named him as a member of the MS-13 gang, but judges have found that evidence unconvincing. The White House now noting that in 2021, his wife obtained a temporary protective order against him, but no charges were ever filed, and that case was later closed. Now she's fighting for her husband's safe return, but the administration says that will never happen.
He is not coming back to our country. President Bukele said he was not sending him back. That's the end of the story.
The White House is standing by their actions, and just days after Trump welcomed the president of El Salvador here to the White House, Trump saying he would send even more deportees to that notorious prison if they had room. ABC News now learning that President Bukele plans to double the size of that facility. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks very much. There was also an escalation overnight in the White House showdown with Harvard University. Reports the IRS is now considering whether to pull the university's tax-exempt status. Jon Karl is tracking this, our chief Washington correspondent. Good morning, John.
George, this would be a dramatic escalation in the administration's pressure campaign on Harvard University that could potentially cost the school hundreds of millions of dollars a year, perhaps even billions. There are multiple reports this morning that the IRS is considering revoking that tax-exempt status. This comes after the president went on his social media platform and said, quote, perhaps Harvard should lose its tax-exempt status and be taxed as a political entity. This comes after the administration has already frozen millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in grants to Harvard because it refused to comply with a series of demands that the administration had made. A series of demands including reviewing its diversity programs, changing its admissions practices, and even banning face masks. In refusing to do that, Harvard's president said the university will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights. No government, regardless of which party's in power, should dictate what private universities do. The administration, the president, clearly didn't like that, and now this escalation. Important to point out here, George, it is not clear that it is legal for the president to order such an action. The IRS can revoke status. It's happened before. It's very rare in the case of a university. But the law clearly states that neither the president, the vice president, or anybody in the executive office of the president can tell the IRS to investigate specific taxpayers. We've reached out to the IRS. We've reached out to the Treasury Department. We've reached out to the White House about this. No response this morning.
Right, but it is pretty clear that the president put out that Truth Social post.
Yep.
And if that was the instigation for this, it would clearly be illegal. We also have a move against Harvard from the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, the Department of Homeland Security is demanding that Harvard University turn over disciplinary records on all its foreign students, and saying that if it refuses to do so, it will revoke the university's ability to enroll those students. There are, George, right now about 7,000 international students at Harvard University.
Jon Karl, thanks very much. Michael?
I mean, obviously all that's tied together. Okay, thank you, George. We're going to turn now to the latest on the president's tariffs, and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell weighing in on their potential impact on the economy. The markets fell after his remarks, and our senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House with more for us this morning. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. And this is the starkest warning yet from Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, warning of the economic consequences of the president's tariffs. Powell saying that these tariffs were higher than originally anticipated and would likely lead to higher inflation and slower growth, saying that it now creates a challenging scenario for the central bank. The market's tumbling after he said those words. This morning, the president firing back, criticizing Powell and saying that he needs to lower interest rates. All of this comes as the president continues his negotiations with other countries on trade, meeting with Japanese officials yesterday. Later today, he'll be meeting with the Italian prime minister. So far, no deals yet. That 145% tariff on Chinese imports is still in place. There's a 25% tariff on cars that are made outside of the United States, with more tariffs coming on auto parts that are not made in the United States as well. Now, overnight, Ford saying that if these tariffs stay in effect, they will have to adjust prices on new vehicles in the coming weeks. All of that really just underscoring the impact that it could have even on a company like Ford that makes most of their cars here in the United States, Michael.
Yeah, Rachel, affect American companies as well, as we can see. Thank you so much for that. And Rebecca, these tariffs, they're hitting also, they're hitting fast fashion. They're also hitting e-commerce as well.
Yeah, American companies and American consumers. We've now heard from Shein and Temu, the big Chinese online retail giants. They say they're going to start hiking prices next week, April 25th. And something to keep in mind, when you see prices going up like this, that's inflation, and it makes it more difficult for the Fed to do something like lower interest rates. When inflation is high, they have to keep interest rates where they are to try to suppress inflation so that people don't pay higher prices.
All right, thank you. We're going to have much more from small businesses also being hit by tariffs in our next hour, George.
And Rebecca, the president also raised the possibility of terminating Jerome Powell in that True Social post. That would be a dramatic escalation.
It would be a dramatic escalation. And by the way, Jerome Powell is someone the president himself put in that job.
Right. Thanks very much. Now to new details on the arson attack at the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Authorities now say the suspect revealed his motive in a 911 call made after the fire. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky here with that story. Good morning, Aaron.
And good morning to you, George. The man charged with firebombing the Pennsylvania governor's mansion on the first night of Passover cited treatment of Palestinians as a reason for the attack. This morning, a possible motive for the arson attack targeting Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. While part of the residence was still smoldering early Sunday, Pennsylvania State Police said the suspect, Cody Balmer, called 911, identified himself, and said Shapiro needs to know that he will not take part in his plans for what he wants to do to the Palestinian people. A newly released search warrant application quoted Balmer saying he wanted to stop having my friends killed, and our people have been put through too much by that monster. Police said Balmer later admitted to harboring hatred toward Governor Shapiro and told investigators had he confronted Shapiro in the residence, he would have beaten him with his hammer.
The prosecutors will ultimately determine what motivated this.
The governor said the attack would not deter him from openly practicing his Jewish faith.
I want them to see that my wife and I and our kids continue to celebrate our faith proudly and openly. I want them to see that people from all different faiths have reached out to condemn this act and to lift up our family in prayer. And that's the Pennsylvania way.
Shapiro also said he has full confidence in the Pennsylvania State Police. But Rebecca, the agency is now embarking on an independent review of security around the governor and his residence.
Yeah, and extremely troubling for him and his family and their security. Aaron, thank you. We appreciate it. We're going to turn now to Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at odds with medical experts on why more American children are being diagnosed with autism. Steve Osunsami joins us with the latest on that. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Rebecca. Kennedy is somewhat famous for suggesting that autism is caused in part by the use of vaccines, something that even his scientists here at the CDC say is absolutely not true. His latest comments about the rise in autism among American children are again challenging the science.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. this morning is saying there has to be more to the rise in autism among American children than just better detection.
The epidemic is real. Only a very, very small portion of it can be charged better recognition.
Kennedy was speaking in Washington after the latest report from the CDC showing that 1 out of every 31 American children is now being diagnosed with autism. In his first news conference as HHS Secretary, Kennedy was arguing against medical experts who say that the increasing number of American children with autism is mostly because parents and doctors are getting better at recognizing the disorder. And he disagreed with government scientists who say that right now, autism can't be prevented. In his many years before Washington, Kennedy has often suggested that environmental toxins likely helped cause autism, and that one of those toxins was likely one of the vaccines that Americans give their children, a skeptical view that many in the medical world feel is a dangerous one. The experts believe autism is mostly a genetic disorder, and that any environmental cause is not a vaccine.
We know that there are a number of potential intertwined root causes of autism. Genetics, 60 to 90% of autism risk is genetic, but we also think that environmental factors may play a small role. What we do know is early intervention works.
The research and advocacy group Autism Speaks is sharing a statement with ABC News this morning, saying that the health secretary's comments fueled harmful rhetoric, including anti-vaccine sentiment and pseudoscientific claims, while drawing attention away from meaningful research and support.
Kennedy says he will soon announce a new series of studies to find any possible environmental causes of autism, and he has promised to accept the results. Guys.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much. Coming up, Matt Gutman on the critical hearing for the Menendez brothers. Hey, Matt.
Hey, George, in a late-night legal move, just hours before that resentencing this morning, the DA said they've seen the parole board's assessment of whether the brothers pose a risk to the public and say they want the judge to see it too now. What this could mean for the brothers' chances of release, coming up.
All right, and why Fire Festival 2 organizers say they're postponing.
Plus, breaking news right now about a major drug company's weight loss pill.
Stay there. We'll be right back.
Hollywood Walk of Fame, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Woo! We can cheer it too. Yeah, that's right. Welcome back to GMA. A big congratulations to our friend and Abbott Elementary star, Cheryl Lee Ralph. She got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so deserved. We will tell you all about what she said and what else Abbott fans are excited for. That is ahead of Pop News with Sam.
That is coming up. First new at 7:30, blackouts across Puerto Rico yesterday left 1.4 million customers without electricity after all the island's power plants were knocked out of service. It's the second time in 4 months the territory's electric grid has failed. Crews are starting to restore power now. Also, the New York City Medical Examiner says Michelle Trachtenberg died from complications of diabetes. The Gossip Girl actress was found unresponsive in her Manhattan apartment in February. No autopsy was performed, but a toxicology test was done. Trachtenberg was 39.
So young. Meantime, officials in Panama City Beach, Florida, have had enough of spring break. The police chief saying the event no longer aligns with the values and vision of the community, citing gunshots being fired over social media drama. In the coming weeks, he plans to hold meetings to discuss how to handle next year. And we may not be alone in the universe. Using the James Webb Telescope, scientists say they've detected unusual gases in the atmosphere of a giant ocean-covered planet about 120 light years away from Earth. Gases which on Earth are made only by living things. Researchers say more data is needed.
How would you get there?
In a very fast spaceship.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Speed of light.
The speed of light, which, you know what? Our next story kind of happened in the speed of light. The Fire Festival reboot officially on hold at the speed of light, according to organizers. But they're promising to announce a new date. Now, Aaron Katersky, who bought tickets, is back with the details. Hey, Aaron.
We were so optimistic.
Yeah, I knew you were planning on this. Really planning on it.
It's not really happening. Fire Festival 2, Michael, it's flaming out.
Fire Festival 2 is about the life-changing relationships and building core memories.
From the moment Billy McFarland announced a sequel to the fraud that was the original Fire Festival, skeptics wondered whether Fire Festival 2 would happen. This morning, organizers confirm it isn't. In an email to ticket holders, Fire Festival 2 said the event has been postponed and a new date will be announced. We have issued you a refund.
Let's try and buy a ticket for Fire Festival 2.
We bought tickets a few weeks ago, perusing the opportunities to defy the impossible for anywhere from $1,400 to $1.1 million.
The Prometheus package, $1.1 million, gets you 4 days at Fire Festival 2 with on-stage access to the water stage. Wow. A fight pit and a curated itinerary of fire experiences.
Now, the organizers say once the new date is announced, at that time you can repurchase if it works for your schedule. Fire 2 seemed doomed early on when its initial location changed from Isla Mujeres to Playa del Carmen, which denied having plans to host a major festival. McFarland insisted he had the permits, posting these documents online and telling me in an email, "We've clearly been robbed by Playa del Carmen." He sent this authorization form from the promotions department of the state tourism secretary, but the letter only refers to a documentary film. It says nothing about a music festival. Asa Maker was planning to go to Fire 2 after his brother Eli scored free tickets.
It was supposed to be in late May, and we still haven't got really any real information.
I think we would have booked plane tickets and hotels if we saw a real lineup.
Juliana Salunik, who goes under her DJ name Jules, says she was slated to perform but received a call from the organizers telling her the festival was off.
They did reach out to me directly and was like, hey, this is what's up. Just want to let you know that it's being postponed. They didn't necessarily give me dates of when they would be rescheduling it.
The first Fire Festival was billed as the ultimate in Bahamas luxury with a who's who of performers and celebrities. Attendees ended up in tents eating cheese sandwiches. McFarland ended up behind bars where he served more than 3 years for fraud.
Organizers insist Fire Festival 2 is still on, saying they're vetting new locations and they will announce a new host location sometime soon.
All right, so if you bought tickets now, you keep those to work for the next one?
Well, I have to repurchase.
Oh.
If it works for my schedule, they said.
Okay, hopefully your schedule works out.
Just make sure you expense that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for staying on this one for us. We're going to turn now to the Menendez brothers. It is the day they been waiting for a very long time. Their resentencing hearing is about to get underway in Los Angeles, and Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in LA with more. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Rebecca. That's right. This was supposed to be a monumental day for the Menendez brothers' quest for freedom. Sources close to the brothers telling me they've been working towards this day for 3 years. But in a late-night legal curveball, the DA filing a motion overnight saying they've seen the parole board's just finished risk assessment of the brothers. Now they want the judge to see it, too. Overnight, that last-ditch legal battle that could rock the Menendez brothers' chances at the resentencing hearing scheduled for this morning. LADA Nathan Hochman submitting a motion Wednesday night saying that before today's hearing, they want the judge to see and review the recently completed comprehensive risk assessments from the parole board, a multi-hour assessment by psychologists of the brothers' risk of committing violence if released. Eric and Lyle both serving life without parole for the shotgun murders of their parents Jose and Kitty Menendez in 1989. That risk assessment ordered by California's Governor Gavin Newsom, and it's a possible additional pathway to parole.
There are three main potentials to come out of this resentencing hearing. The judge could resentence the brothers in a way that they can get released almost automatically. The judge can resentence them where they have to go before a parole board, or the judge can deny their request altogether and then return back to prison, facing that life without the possibility of parole sentence.
ABC News has also learned that 10 family members will be ready to take the stand. There will also be a prison expert and a former inmate.
They are filled with remorse over what they did, and through that, they have become pretty remarkable people.
The prosecution has announced no plans to call any witnesses. DA Hochman believes the siblings are serial liars who are not rehabilitated.
if they sincerely and unequivocally admit for the first time in over 30 years the full range of their criminal activity and all the lies that they have told about it.
Like, do you want them to enumerate each individual lie? Do you have a checklist?
I actually do.
Last week, prosecutors flashed graphic crime scene photos of Kitty and Jose without warning in court, which the family says sent Menendez matriarch Taheri Mafi to the ICU. Hochman's office apologizing, but the family has filed a formal complaint against the DA.
Do you feel like he's not considering you?
I think sometimes he thinks we're just Eric and Lyle's family, that he forgets that we are the victim's family and that we do have a voice. So it begs the question, who is he serving?
Hey guys, Aunt Taheri Mafi has been released from the hospital. Over 15 family members will be in court today, but not Aunt Taheri. Now, before this speed bump by the DA, Team Menendez tell me they've been feeling really optimistic about the chance for an imminent release. But the question everyone wants to know is, does that risk assessment say something about the Menendez brothers that could jeopardize their case? Guys.
I guess we'll find out coming up. We know you got us covered there, Matt. Thank you so much for that.
Breaking news about a once-daily weight loss pill. Drug maker Eli Lilly this morning says data from a late-stage trial showed a reduction in weight of almost 8% of people with this type 2 diabetes. Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Nurula is here, so break down the study for us.
Good morning. Well, the race is on for an oral GLP medicine. And so, as you said this morning, we heard from Eli Lilly about the results of a phase 3 trial that looks at safety and efficacy of their oral GLP-1 drug. They looked at 559 patients with type 2 diabetes, and those who received the drug at about 40 weeks dropped their A1C by about 1.6%. They also lost about 16 pounds on the maximum dose, and 65% of them got their A1C under 6.5, which is a great target. Now, to be clear, there is an FDA-approved oral GLP-1 on the market since 2019. It's called Rybelsus. It is only used at this point for type 2 diabetics, and it needs to be taken fasting, so only in the morning when you wake up. The nice thing about this new pill would be that you could take it any time of the day.
And what about side effects, and when would it be available?
Right, so the side effect profile seems similar to the injectable GLP-1 drugs, which are really gastrointestinal, so nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach upset. There does not seem to be, at least at this point, the safety concern for liver problems, which we saw with the Pfizer drug that was just sort of taken off as of Monday. And in terms of when we might see this, as I said, this is early. They're still conducting some other phase 3 studies this year, but they expect to put this in front of the FDA for weight loss approval before the end of the year and for diabetes approval in 2026. Now, there's obviously a lot of other drug companies in the market and racing, as I said, to get something out there. We do know that this would be really appealing to so many people. Number one, potentially would be lower cost, easier to use, no needles. It doesn't have to be refrigerated, obviously more accessible to many other parts of the world that may not have had it affordable before. And also, it may be an option for people who've successfully lost weight on the injectable GLPs and then really want to transition maybe to a pill down the road for maintenance.
Seems like a lot of benefits to this.
Potentially, it's early, but we'll see.
Now to our play of the day in a wonder from the deep. Incredible, never before seen video of a colossal squid captured in its natural habitat for the first time, nearly 2,000 feet below the surface of the Atlantic. And it's a baby whale. Will Reeves, you got more on it.
It is. Good morning, Michael. Hi, everyone. So you're going to look at this video and say, yep, that's a squid. But what you're actually doing is witnessing history, because nobody has ever gotten footage of these specific creatures in their natural habitat. They're elusive and reclusive, and it's really hard to get there. So this is a great triumph for science and the natural world.
These are the first ever images captured in the wild of a creature first discovered a century ago.
This expedition was a 35-day long expedition. We set off from the southern tip of South America and sailed 8 days east to the South Sandwich Islands. So this is one of the most remote locations on Earth.
A team of scientists, including Dr. Michelle Taylor, taking a state-of-the-art research vessel to the Antarctic. Lurking in the depths there, and only there, the colossal squid.
The fact that we saw a teenager is perhaps unexpected, because everyone's always been looking for adults. So I think it's really nice that we've seen a foot-long colossal squid. So yeah, a little baby.
Dr. Taylor and her colleagues discovering a juvenile, which one day could grow to 20 feet long and weigh over half a ton. Its distinctive hooks confirming they were indeed seeing a colossal squid. They hope finding and filming one might just be the beginning.
I am very enthused about all the potential that's out there, all the things that we have yet to see, all the beautiful and weird and wonderful things that are out there.
It's a great big world out there, and these are elusive creatures, and they found the juvenile, but the big ones get to be the size of certain types of bison or a polar bear. They're longer than a car. Wow. These things are huge.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah, and they went all that way just to find that squid.
8 days.
Yeah. Imagine if they hadn't found one.
Well, I'm confused. Is it a baby or a teenager?
It's a juvenile. And don't ask any more questions.
You had me till hooks.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool until there's some like strange hook.
The odds of you ever encountering this thing are zero.
All right, good.
So you're good.
All right.
Well, thank you for allowing us to encounter it right here, releasing the Kraken for us, Will. And coming up in pop news, the spinoff for a popular show nearly 30 years after the original wrapped. Sam, you got that, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Extreme fire danger. Over 6 million across 7 states under red flag warnings. Stronger winds and drier air set to intensify. Fear they could fuel new fires. And the spring swings in temperature with severe storms. What we can expect for the holiday weekend, Sam Champion tracking it all.
The new report about young women and binge drinking. What's behind the new numbers and how to cut back. Dr. Tara Narula breaks it down.
Cheryl Lee Ralph honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Dreams don't have an expiration date.
And where the Allen Elementary cast is headed next. As we say, good morning, America.
Live from Times Square, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, everybody, and congratulations to our friend Cheryl Lee Ralph. Also ahead, Brad Paisley had a big announcement, and football fans might be excited for it.
Very excited. I know you are excited about it, Michael. And it's almost Easter, so Lori B went into her laboratory to whip up some viral treats, including a charcuterie bunny. Well, that's coming up.
Okay, first look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the critical fire danger in the Southwest and the severe weather across the Midwest. I'm going to go back to Sam. Hey, Sam.
Yeah, George, there's 2 threats on the board today, so let's break both of them down. We're going to show you where the storms are developing first Thursday, near Lincoln and Des Moines right there. Now, the reason for that, it's a very large hail that can pop there. Watch how they expand, though, from Dallas all the way to Chicagoland to Detroit and Indianapolis. By the time we get to Friday, some damaging tornadoes are possible in that. Let's jump to where the red flag warnings are. At least 7 states have them right now. This is dry. It's also very windy, though, and I'm going to show you where it's most likely that we're going to have some real troubles. Anything that develops in this red area, the hot zone, this extreme zone, can go from a spark to a roaring moving fire that fast. Look at those winds. They're up to 65 miles per hour here, and the relative humidity is just 5 to 10%. Now, the reason it's so windy here, and we're going to talk about this in just a minute, if you love spring skiing in the Rockies, we have some of the best conditions ever in that area. So there's a big snowmaker just to the north of that, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Here's where it's so very dry, and you're going to see some spots here of some of our highest level of drought, exceptional level of drought here. So dry, very windy, big trouble. Guys?
All right, Sam, thank you for that. And now to other trouble on the tarmac this time. Passengers now speaking out after hard landing in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Frontier flight from Orlando hitting so hard it damaged the landing gear. Trevor Ault is here with the latest. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. And this landing hit so hard that the plane left debris on the runway. It popped back up in the air and circled, having to make another attempt with that damaged landing gear. And this morning we're hearing from passengers who weren't sure they would make it safely to the ground.
This morning, the FAA investigating terrifying moments on a Frontier Airlines flight. A hard landing that had passengers so frightened they were calling their families to say goodbye.
Out of the sudden, it just slams in the floor. Everybody starts screaming.
The plane from Orlando was landing in San Juan, Puerto Rico Tuesday night. The landing gear striking the runway so hard it was damaged, parts breaking off.
They're checking for debris on the runway.
The plane then circling around in the air for another attempt, with passengers praying, children crying. Air traffic control closing the airport because of the debris, diverting every other plane. Passengers holding their breath as the aircraft finally landed safely. Flight attendants urging calm, directing everyone down the stairs onto the runway. Jeffrey Cerda filming on the tarmac.
Llegamos, gracias a Dios.
Saying, "We made it, thank God."
And Frontier says there were 230 people on board and no one was injured. The cause of this incident is now under investigation, Rebecca.
All right. Thank goodness no one was hurt there, Trevor. Thank you. We're going to turn now to the latest on President Trump's tariffs and their impact on American small businesses, especially because of the tariffs on imports from China. This morning, as the president's trade war heats up, the reliance on China for America's small businesses in the spotlight.
100% of our inventory comes from factories in China.
Tim Murphy is the owner of Softies, a women's loungewear company out of Minneapolis.
Costs are going to get so high that either we have to choose to go out of business with ridiculously high prices, with stuff no one's going to buy, or sell it below cost.
Other companies looking at downsizing.
The situation has not improved with China. Things are going to be bad. There will be layoffs.
Mike Cook, the owner of Maryland jewelry company Sterling Forever, says his product is sourced out of China, but he's now looking for alternatives.
We've started talking to other countries in Asia, but those type of relationships cannot be built overnight.
For many, working with China feels like a necessity.
We tried really hard to have everything made here in the USA.
Regina Hames is the owner of Pride and Groom, a dog grooming supply company. Hames says it feels like time is running out.
We put every dollar that we make and count every dollar that we're about to make as, money that we're going to pay our rent with and keep going on.
And they are just trying so hard out there to make all of this work, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're continuously thinking about this, and it has an impact on their employees. It has an impact on their businesses, and I'm hearing about these ripple effects everywhere, every day from small businesses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They've spent years trying to build it.
Yeah, it's tearing them down too. All right, thank you so much for that, Rebecca. Now we're going to go to the latest data on tech scams. The government out with new figures saying that they cost consumers nearly $500 million last year. Rhiannon Allen is here with more. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, we've all gotten these texts. Some of them seem really legit, but it appears many of us have actually fallen for them. The Federal Trade Commission says scams that start with text messages cost consumers up to $470 million just last year. That is 5 times as much as in 2020, even though the actual number of reports actually went down. And there's a whole range of ripoffs, too. The most reported text message scam is those fake package delivery problems, typically claiming to be from the Postal Service and asking victims to pay for a redelivery fee. It's all a trick to get your personal info. So some other common scams: phony job opportunities, bank alerts, bogus notices about unpaid tolls. I know I've gotten that one. And those wrong number texts that aren't. In this one, the scammer tries to befriend the victim and then directs them to a bogus investment platform.
Well, and it seems like we know more about these, but people still keep falling for them. What can you do to protect yourself?
Okay, there are some things you can do. The first thing, never respond to unexpected texts. The FTC says most companies will not ask for your account info through text. Now, if you think the message might be legit, contact the company using a phone number or website that you know is real. Look it up. Don't look at what's in the text message. Don't use that. And here's another tip to avoid getting those texts in the first place. You can filter unwanted text messages. It's pretty easy to do. It just depends on what kind of phone you have. It's under settings for both iPhones and Androids. And guys, I have one last tip for you. The FTC says never click on a link from an unknown sender, because if you do, just by that simple click of a button, it can install malware on your phone, and then they can get all of your personal information. Yeah, just by that one little swipe.
I'm scared. I might get rid of my phone altogether. Wow. Okay.
Thank you, Rhiannon. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, Dr. Tanarula is back with the new data about young women and binge drinking. We're going to tell you why the numbers are higher and the medical toll that heavy drinking can take.
Also ahead, what does Brad Paisley have in common with the NFL? He'll tell us, coming up in Pop News.
All right, look forward to that. Plus, Tori Johnson is back. We're having a Deals and Steals spring fling with everything you need when you're on the go, from bags to camping beds and much more, of course, with prices starting at just $5. And Sam, you're with Lori B. What's up, you two?
Michael, here it is, the world famous charcuterie bunny, never seen before in captivity. We made it in Lori's lab.
Oh, yes, we did, and that is all coming up right here on GMA.
Charcuterie bunny.
We are back now with our GMA cover story and some alarming new data that says women ages 18 to 25 are now binge drinking more than men of the same age. And our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Taheri Mafi, is back to break this down. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
This is pretty surprising. And they're looking at binge drinking as what?
Yeah, so it's important to define that, first of all. So binge drinking is essentially 5 drinks on one occasion for a man, 5 or more, 4 or more drinks for a woman on one occasion. Usually this is within 2 hours. Your blood alcohol level gets to about above 0.08%. And so, yes, this was a survey that looked at over 200,000 respondents, men and women, and they compared the time frame of 27 to 2019 to 2021 to 2023. And in that later time period, the 21-23, they did find that for young women 18 to 25, they reported more binge drinking than men, which was really a shift. In those other age groups, men still outpaced women in terms of binge or heavy drinking. Now, we don't know if this change is because of more rapid declines in young men binge drinking or more increases in the young women, because we really only looked at those 2 time points and didn't follow people. But binge drinking obviously associated with liver disease, cardiovascular disease, brain health problems, accidents, injuries. So really a big issue.
Yeah, this is a serious issue. Maybe they're drinking to deal with the young men. I don't know. But this is a really serious issue, Doc. But what is behind these numbers? And what's the best way to cut back?
Well, Michael, like with a lot of things in medicine, we don't have gender-specific research, and so we definitely need that. I think what we do know is that women process alcohol differently. We're smaller in size, we have different hormones, so we absorb more. It takes us longer to clear it, and changes like that. In fact, for the same level of alcohol, the same amount of alcohol, our blood level goes higher, alcohol level. So all of this being said, how do you deal with this? I think, women certainly can talk to their doctor. If there's some underlying reason that's driving this, anxiety, depression, obviously seeking therapy. You can try eating while you're drinking, putting water in between drinks, counting your drinks, and really making a plan. Avoiding triggers, things that are going to set you into that pattern of drinking, removing alcohol from your home, seeking support from other programs, family and friends. And then the CDC has a campaign actually called Drink Less, Be Your Best that has a lot of resources and information for people. But, really important, again, because of all the consequences. A lot of people think, oh, I don't drink that much. My patients will tell me it's just on the weekends, I drink 4 or 5, but actually that can be just as bad and damaging as the heavy drinking on a daily basis.
Really helpful. Thank you, Dr. Narula. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sam?
I think it's the feeling that it's harmless. So I think we need to let people know that it really isn't harmless.
Especially when you're young,
just right, because you feel that. All right.
There's consequences.
Yeah.
Pop news time. What you got, Sam?
It's time for me to say how much I miss Lara on days like this.
What? We miss Lara too, but thanks for starting out with that,
I'm not so good at this, but let's go. All right, you voted home. We begin Pop News with a forecast because I'm here. Maybe because it's always sunny in Philadelphia, but apparently it's also always sunny at Abbott Elementary. Earlier this year, I'll explain, teachers from Abbott teamed up with a gang from Patty's Pub for a hilarious crossover episode. Well, it's now Always Sunny that's teasing it from their perspective. Take a look.
The Sunny and Abbott Elementary crossover.
Volunteers, coming through.
It's mine now, thank you. They're out of brownies.
Crosses over again.
Did you say you're a bad boy?
Hey, how we doing? I know it sounds crazy.
We got a nerd and we got the boy next door.
These people were trying to start a boy band.
Did I like those people? No, I did not.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's 17th season. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's been around that long. Wow. We'll premiere on Wednesday, July 9th on FXX and stream the next day on Hulu. So another reason to celebrate Abbott Elementary is our friend, and you guys were talking about it earlier, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Cheryl, no one deserves it more than you. Our heart to you. Surrounded and supported by her Abbott family. And that's one cast that goes everywhere where those teams get an award or show up to do something. Telling the crowd, the star is for work still to come. And for the legacy I leave. Cheryl's just brilliant too. Listen to this. And for every dreamer and every young artist that feels unseen, you look gorgeous, lady. Huge congrats to her on that amazing.
Well done.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Original dream girl.
And I know, and that voice, I almost feel like we don't get to hear it enough because she's acting also wonderfully all the time. All right, now we have another crossover. So this really does get like a math quiz. All right, between pop news and sports, this is my favorite kind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Michael. We have a big announcement just for the viewers about the 2025 NFL Draft. Check out this special message. Go ahead.
Good morning, America. I'm Brad Paisley. I've been a football fan my whole life. There's just something about the game that brings people together. And that's why I'm excited to announce that I'll be headlining the NFL Draft Concert Series in Green Bay on April 26th. It's a big night, big stage, and the future starts for the NFL right there. And I get to bring a little bit of music to the party. It's all happening right next to Lambeau Field, and it's going to be an unforgettable night. I can't wait to see you there.
We will not miss it. Such a friend to this show. We've had such a long history with Brad Paisley, and you heard that right. Brad Paisley will be closing out an incredible 3 days at the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I knew that right off the top of my head. Right after the end of Round 7, fans can register for free entry online, and you can watch this year's NFL Draft starting Thursday, April 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Dun 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 dun. I know that's old. That's old school.
You know your sports, man.
That's old school.
You know Lambeau Field. Go Pack Go.
Yeah, Lambeau Field. All right. So, all right. Let's keep. Finally, this morning, it's been nearly 30 years since Martin went off the air, but I feel like we still watch it every day, so it feels like it's still on the air. It's getting a spinoff series. BET Plus announcing they've given the green light to this show that will be called Varnell Hill. You got it already. It will follow Tommy Davidson's character, and according to the synopsis, it will be set behind the scenes of a long-running late-night talk show. The Varnell Hill Show is a workplace comedy that cannot be missed. I love that guy. I still remember it. But you need Martin.
Oh, you need,
He's gonna, I guess, produce it, but you need him.
Well, you need Dragonfly Joe, the original player from the Himalayas. Yeah, you know, that's my favorite line ever from Martin.
All right.
Martin Lawrence is the executive producer.
He's the executive producer. We're good.
That was great. I love your sports references. It's time for me to leave you both because I got to go see my girl, Tori Johnson, because it's time for Deals and Steals, everybody. It is our final day for our spring fling, as we're calling this, Tori.
You got it.
And you know what? Tori has great products, as always, that are going to help you when you are on the go. So what are we starting out with, Tori?
This is perfect for you, my car guy.
Oh, yeah.
Drift. All right, so Gary thinks you'd like teak better, but amber is my favorite. This is my favorite.
Yeah, teak is a little too strong for me. I like an amber, like a subtle.
There you go. But you were going to choose mine anyway, right?
Of course.
Face it. Okay, thank you. So what I love about this is no more fake, overpowering car scents.
Good.
This would clip right onto your visor, so you get this scent is all clean fragrances that are soaked into this wood or stone, your choice, and then this clips right onto your visor, just like that, and then you've got it right there up on the visor. All of the scents are fabulous. We also have their new one that goes for the air vent. Yep, exactly. But we got to give a shout out for Amber, a 3-pack, $16. We're all 50% off.
I need that. I need about 10 of those 3-packs.
All right. This is all about making camping more comfier. This is Luno making their Deals debut. So that is a portable pillow. We've got the fan, but the big seller is their mattresses for camping. So this one is specifically designed for the car. So you see how it's got the cutout here for the wheel well, and you can either inflate both sides if you've got two people who are going to be cozy in the back, or you can just do one of the sides. We also have an option that's a single that could go in the car or the tent, but you feel how comfortable that is?
Very.
So it's their Air and Foam Pro, ultra comfortable. Everything's 50% off today from Luno.
And a little fan as well.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This gives more peace of mind on the go because these are really thoughtfully curated emergency kits. So we've got the full car emergency kit. We've also got the full first aid kits. And it's not just first aid with like Band-Aids, but it's got literally every single thing in the kit. So wound care, first aid implements. They really have kind of thought of absolutely everything, including with the car kit. It's got kind of all of the essentials from jumper cables to the escape hammer, the tire pressure gauge. I mean, you can see it's pretty thorough.
Cords, everything.
Everything, all slashed in half, $8 to $25.
That's a great one.
It's so good. Then for those who like to schlep their stuff in style, we've got amazing totes from Santa Barbara Design Studio. big assortment of these totes. We've got the jute bags with the leather handles, the canvas ones. This, Michael, is just a small assortment. We've got more than 150 options that you will find online. All slashed in your wine bag.
Kind of giving yourself away right there, right?
All slashed in half, starting at $15. Then the most comfortable no-show socks. This is Invisisock. They say that they will stay in place better than any other no-show sock. That is their promise. What's special about these is you see right at the top of the foot, usually that's an area that like digs with no-show socks to make it stay in place. Instead, that fits loosely and nice, and it's really their gel heel grip that's the magic that makes it stay in place. We've got all of the neutral colors, size for both men and women. A 3-pack is $11
All right,
with our
I'm
deal.
taking these two, men, 13 to 14.
You
I'm
got
going to
it.
test to see if they're the best.
Okay, we got you covered there. And then to make travel even comfier, we've got all of these accessories from Wolf. So everything from, you've got the neck pillow that's going to be great for head, neck, and shoulders. We also have this scarf here, which I love because it's got 6 different pockets in all of these discreet places to make sure that you can keep cash, glasses, passport, any essentials front and center. They've been doing this for decades. They know what they're doing. They make really great essentials, passport cover too, all 50% off. $5 to $15.
I don't know how you do it, but you do it. You bring up the best story. You really do. We partner with all of these companies on these great deals. Get them on our website, goodmorningamerica.com. And coming up, we're heading into Lori's lab to try some viral Easter treats. We'll be right back.
Come on now, who celebrates moms better than GMA?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Now GMA's ready to do it again.
Love it. Cannot wait for that.
So is there a mom in your life who deserves the most joyous surprise of a lifetime and getting breakfast in bed on GMA? Then scan this code or go to goodmorningamerica.com to find out how to enter one incredible mom for the greatest Mother's Day surprise. Hey, at GMA, we're celebrating 50 years of celebrating moms, and this Mother's Day will be the best surprise yet.
Been doing about 40 of them. All right, so welcome back. It's that time of the year, guys. We're celebrating moms, and it's one of the most fun things we do. We do a lot of fun things in our lives, the moms in our lives, with breakfast in bed. So you can be part of the fun, by the way. Tell us about the special mom in your life and why she deserves breakfast in bed and a surprise from us. Scan that QR code or go to our website. Michael? I know Lori's there somewhere.
Lori's trying to hide behind me. Okay, because it is time for Lori's Laboratory Easter edition, everybody. GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is whipping up viral treats every bunny will love. And you can shop for everything you need on our website. So Lori, let's get started. Christmas had a charcuterie tree.
Right.
Now for Easter we have a charcuterie bunny.
That's right, and only here on Good Morning America can we see the charcuterie bunny, you guys. So this has gone viral on TikTok.
Okay.
And of course it has. Look how cute it is. So it's really easy to make.
I can see the face.
I like the face.
Yeah,
the face
I do
is
too.
awesome. So you're gonna start with the body. You're gonna do some cantaloupe, some cured meats for the body. And then for the face, our amazing food stylist here gave me this tip. You can take a skewer and put 2 halves of these peaches together so it has some form.
Oh, the cheeks.
And for the little cheeks, and then just fill it in with some yellow or white cheese. And then Sam and Michael, if you'd like to hop in here and help me fill out the ears, which we made, or Rebecca, anybody is welcome to join. So you can use mochi crackers or Captain Crunch if you've got a lot of kids coming.
Kind of outside the line.
So you got a little outside the line, but we'll fix it.
No, I was talking about you. I was.
Oh yes, thank you, Michael. Everyone's a critic about the charcuterie bunny, but it's super cute and fun.
But there's also a clever way to let people serve themselves from the charcuterie.
Exactly, yes. So you don't need to break out the fine china, though you can. What we found, which we thought was adorable, are these little egg carton serving trays.
After you've boiled all your eggs.
Yeah, there you go. Just hold on to these. So if you guys would like to serve yourselves, Michael, if you'd like to get in there and make yourself a little tray, you can pre-make them, or you can hand them out to people, and that's how they can kind of walk around for your Easter festivities.
So how do you make these little cheesy bunnies right here?
The brie bunnies, do you mean, Michael?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to help me do it. So Sam, if you'll do the honors of maybe drawing
I was just going to eat. I was just going to eat the cereal. I'm sorry.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, all right.
The edible pen is a good idea.
Yes, on the edible pen. And then, Michael, you're going to take this biscuit cutter, go almost to the middle, press down on the brie. There you go. There's one bunny ear. And then do the other side. kind of the same idea. We're going to take 2 toothpicks, and then Sam, I'm really impressed by the bunny that Sam just drew. And we're just going to put these right on here. There's one bunny here, and then we've got another one.
Okay.
Look at, where's the camera around here? There we are.
I think that's cute.
Sam Champion and Michael Strahan's little bunny.
Team
We love
Cheesy
it.
Bunny.
Great job. Great job,
well
you guys.
done. Well done.
All right, now this is Eastery bark, if I've ever seen it.
What
so
is that?
how do we get? Just look at that.
It's
There's
adorable. So you guys
it's
know
adorable.
bark. Bark is one of those things that is really taken off on the internet, largely in part because it is so fun to make. So here is a skewer for you, Sam.
What do I do with
this
that?
is melted chocolate wafers.
Okay.
That's your tray. This is mine.
All right.
You're going to go vertically. We've had a little bit. The chocolate has set. You want to do this immediately after, and you're just going to make lines vertically, horizontally, and it's all just going to get mixed in there. And then Michael, there you go. Rebecca's just going for it. It's super fun. I actually did this with my kids. They loved it.
That's
Michael, if you would do the honors, you see these little Easter sprinkles.
Oh, here, let me
just start. Yeah, there we go. Here, Sam, you can start putting some in there. You can add really anything you like. If you like marshmallows, if you like cookies, little Easter treats, just do it all in pastels, and it feels like Easter bark. You melt this at 200 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes, pop it in the fridge for about an hour, and then you can just break the bark and serve it. It's really delicious.
And you did this with your kids.
I did that with my
totally see Isabel loving that.
Okay.
And this too.
So this one too, I will say this is better for older kids.
Yep.
Okay. So would you like to give it a try? These are pretzel ducks.
What is that?
This is melted
How did you make a duck out of
chocolate
you really
wafers?
Did.
So you're gonna fill in
melted chocolate wafer.
You want to get some of the excess. Oh wow, Michael, you're really going for it. Get some of the excess off on the back of the bowl.
Hey, it's
Rebecca's
not
got it.
My work isn't always pretty, but it's effective.
This is more of a Picasso or Jackson Pollock. But anyway, what you want to do is you're going to let that set.
Yes.
Once it sets, you can take half of a little chocolate candy here
make
you
the
make the beak, right? And then you have 2 options. Whoops, he fell in there. You have 2 options. You can either use a little black sesame for the eye, or if you want
this duck has 3
that one has
yeah,
3.
You got to get a tweezer for this. You need a tweezer for this.
Or you can, after they've set, so Michael, if you want to draw the eye on with our edible marker on this guy, because he's already set, you can give him a little, there you go. Look at that. That's the best duck eye I've ever seen.
Boy, that was good.
And that's it. And it's really good. It's like a chocolate-covered pretzel.
Can I
really
eat this?
You absolutely can.
Not
It's
so
just
then I'm
chocolate
going
and
to.
a pretzel. With a little bit of candy. So
How
really
is it?
fun and really easy.
really good. There we go. Of course, it came
I
from
love
Lori
a
B.
chocolate-covered pretzel.
We love
Lori
some
B.
delicious treats.
Everything Lori B does is good.
Yes. Yes.
Friends.
All right. You know, we can have more fun treats with Lori coming up on GMA3. So make sure you check that out.
The FX series Dying for Sex is about a woman who embarks on a journey of self-discovery and sexual awakening after being diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It is getting rave reviews, and we have 2 of the show's executive producers, Kim Rosenstock and Nikki Boyer, with us this morning. It's so great to see both of you.
Hi.
Thrilled by what kind of acclaim this series is getting, all of the great feedback that it's getting. And Nikki, it all began with this podcast that you shared about your friend.
Thank you. Yes, it was a Wondery podcast that Molly and I created before she was really, really sick enough to be in the hospital. And then we continued to record in the hospital, and then we brought these recordings to Wondery, and we shaped this beautiful story that's sort of, I don't know, it landed in a way that I didn't expect, that it impacted people in such a beautiful way, and Molly's bravery really shined through. And even though it was about sex and death, which are pretty taboo, I think people really loved to hear about it in a very authentic way. So such an honor to be able to do that with her.
Yeah, my producer, Erin, said she watched the whole thing. She said it is,
Really?
Michael, it is fantastic.
Wow. That's
absolutely
great.
fantastic. And she never said anything nice about anything. She's in the background.
And she puts up with a lot, clearly.
But Kim, we've seen a lot of shows that have portrayed people living with metastatic breast cancer, TV shows, movies as well. How important was it for you to get this right?
Extremely important. And me and Liz Merriweather, my co-creator, it was so important to us to not just get the medical reality of it right, but also the emotional reality of it right, what it is actually like to live with a stage 4 metastatic breast cancer diagnosis, and to portray all the highs and lows, and also the humor of it, because we talked to so it was really important to us to talk to as many people as possible to make sure we had a wide range of perspectives, because every case is different. And we also made sure to have a writer's room that had people who had experience either taking care of someone with cancer, a cancer survivor, you know, people who had we had someone's cancer, we had all sorts of people come on who had breast cancer, an amazing woman named Sam who came on who had stage 4 metastatic breast cancer and shared all of, you know, the information. So at every stage of making this show, it was like we just kept finding more and more people who were so excited to come actually talk to us about what it's like, and they would tell us things that it was important to them to see done, like if we're telling this story. And so we kind of got a list from them of like, here's what I normally see that I don't want to see, or here's something I haven't seen that it'd be really great if you could put on screen. So
and I loved
we used that list as we were making the show. You know, we talked to this amazing black woman who was like, nobody ever talks about how there's only like 2 wigs for us, and one of them makes all of us look like B. Arthur. And so we were like, that's great. She was like, I would love to see somebody talk about that. So we put that in a scene, in a character. So stuff like that. You know, it was really great. But you know, the humor that is in the podcast, I think, was so inspiring to us as we were making it. That like humor is a way through the pain, but also that these women they're living. Like, it's not, you don't get this diagnosis and then you're dying. You're very much living.
Yeah, and I think just taking the power and control, maybe because you can't control your health, but maybe you can control your response and help the people around you. That's just what I'm hearing from this. I want to see it, so let's take a look at a clip.
Jerry, going forward, I need you to walk me through ahead of time, step by step, what will happen during a procedure. I need you to answer all my questions and Nikki's. I need you to listen to me when I say what I feel and hear me when I say I need a break. Now breathe with me.
Wow.
I love that scene.
Funny and powerful.
Yeah.
It started with the podcast.
Yeah.
What do you think Molly would think of all of this?
This is when I start to get emotional every time, because I think she would be so incredibly proud and so honored to have someone as amazing as Kim and Liz working on this and bringing the story to life and making her feel less invisible in the world, and also empowering her and funny. Like, I think she would be just incredibly proud of how it's being received and how it's cracking people open, which is really, I think, what she really, really wanted.
And Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate, you couldn't get two people any better to tell this story in this way.
I know. Unbelievable. I mean, the way that they navigated the drama and the comedy simultaneously, they're two just such truthful performers and storytellers. So, and our entire cast was just unbelievable. I mean, we were so lucky. I also want to say that clip that you just played, it was a big part of what we talked about showing, and a lot of the women that we talked to that have stage 4 were like, show someone advocating for themselves within the medical system. Trust that if you know your body, and if you think something is wrong, you should go to a doctor. And if that doctor doesn't listen to you, go to another doctor.
Wow.
Don't feel crazy. You're not crazy. And yeah, I think that was a big part of Molly's story too.
Absolutely.
So that was really important to us.
That's why it's one of my favorite scenes, because I hope someone can watch this and see this and say, oh, I can challenge the medical system. I can push the envelope and ask the uncomfortable questions and advocate. So.
Well, you're making us laugh and making a difference with your work. Thank you so much to both of you, and to Liz Merriweather.
Yes.
All episodes of FX's Dying for Sex are streaming now on Hulu. Coming up next, Taheri Mafi, author of our YA book club pick, Watch Me. She's here, and you can watch her.
We're glad you're back. And now with global best-selling author Taheri Mafi. Did I get close?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. She's launching a series with her new book called Watch Me. It's our GMA Book Club young adult pick for April, and she's here to tell us all about it. We're so glad you're here.
Yes, nice to see you.
I'm so happy to be here.
All right. So let's start with the book a little bit, I guess. To show how popular your books are, I want to show you how people line up. Now, this is, by the way, a midnight surprise launch of Watch Me, and people are lined up around the corner. So tell me about the focus of this book, and wow, do you have fans?
Thank you so much. So Watch Me is the first book in a new dystopian series. And it explores specifically the impact of hypersurveillance and synthetic intelligence. But I think at its core, it's also just like a fun enemies to lovers story about a soldier who falls for the assassin sent to kill him. So it's a lot of things.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
All right. But this is part of your popular Shatter Me universe.
Yes.
So what makes Watch Me special to you?
I think I return to this universe and these stories in particular the way that people return to TV shows and movies for that familiar feeling of comfort. And this universe and these characters are so special to me. And I think as the world sometimes feels increasingly more dystopian, it really gives me a sense of, it feels cathartic to be able to explore a fictional dystopian landscape where I can attempt to reassemble a bit of humanity on the page.
And also to make young people, as you've said, feel seen and heard.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as a young person, when I was a young person, I felt things very, very deeply, and I think I felt like the adults around me didn't always understand or appreciate the depth of what I was feeling. But you know, when we're young, our highs are the highest highs we've ever known, and our lows are the lowest lows we've ever known. And those are big moments for us. And I think with every book I write, I'm trying to tell young people that their pain matters.
And you have a young daughter.
I do.
Are you looking forward to the day that she picks up one of Mama's books?
I am. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, right now I work from home, so sometimes she just sits on my lap and like we'll be reading as I'm writing. So she's already been a little exposed to some of my stories, though sometimes I'm like, okay, this part, close your eyes. You're not ready for this yet. But no, it's great. I'm looking forward to that moment for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she'll have great memories, though. I mean, she'll remember spending this time with you. But I mean, you also do kind of global book tours and global openings. So I understand that how do you do things like help her take care of her Tamagotchi and do the things that need to be taken care of home if you're out there all the time?
You know, it's really hard. The Tamagotchi has to go to the bathroom all the time.
And it lets you know. It's like time. Yeah.
It's beeping constantly. I actually let it die a few times.
Don't tell anyone. It's okay.
I know. She's reset it. You know, it's coming back to life.
She's reset it. I love it.
It's a big responsibility.
You know, a lot of young people obviously look up to you. You're writing about them. You're writing for them. What's your advice?
You know, I think I would say that as a writer, or in any pursuit, but especially in a creative pursuit, people will often tell you to develop a thick skin. You know, and I think that's actually, for me, I would say that's bad advice. I would say hold on to your thin skin. Hold on to the thin skin that keeps you tethered to your humanity, because we need that emotional connection in order to be able to tell stories that resonate with, you know, the human soul, the spirit, and the heart. And I think that in the pursuit of publication, it's really important never to let go of that.
Because you're an artist and you don't want to put a wall up about your emotions. I get it. I've never heard it before, but I totally get it. All right, Watch Me. You don't have to line up after midnight to get it, by the way. It's available now. You can get it through that QR code on your screen.
Appreciate you for watching. Thank you very much.
Have a great Thursday.